Hello, and welcome back to yet another episode of Aurorin Expounded, the show where I, your humble dungeon master, go over all the random tidbits of lore that you'd like to hear from the world of Aurorin. For this episode, I'd want to take a break from the complex political parties and, social interactions, and focus on one of the core aspects of any D&D campaign, and that is the monsters. But we won't just be talking about any monsters this time around. We're going to be talking about a very specific category of them, known as Exalted Beasts. Exalted Beasts, also known as Deviant Beasts or Ascended Beasts, are very rare and are found across the whole planet, and each one is individually unique. So, let's go ahead and talk about them. An Exalted Beast, believe it or not, is classified as a beast, and it is very important to note that Exalted Beasts are not monstrosities. Monstrosities are made when some magical force kind of combines things together or mutates things in some way, shape, or form. However, Exalted Beasts, Deviant Beasts, or whatever you want to call them, are a bit more naturally occurring. In the same way that some people can be born with magical powers a la sorcerer, these creatures can be born with extreme changes to their genetic makeup, allowing them to achieve things that the rest of their species cannot. It's almost as if the weave of Arcana kind of mutates them on a molecular and genetic level, instead of some magical experiment going awry to create something with magical abilities. These things are exceedingly rare and are usually targeted by the hunter's alignment just to hunt them down, because even their very existence can be destructive in nature, destructive to everything around it and even within the ecosystem it finds itself in, given its extreme nature and makeup. Another thing to note about Exalted Beasts is that their size is significantly larger than the rest of their species, which means they have to consume a lot more to stay alive, thus leading into their more destructive tendencies. Exalted Beasts are incredibly elusive, and sightings are very few and far between, though a collection of these sightings usually gets reported to the hunter's alignment, and they've amassed what is essentially a list of unhunted Exalted Beasts that still roam the world. However, there could be many more that have yet to be sighted. One of these beasts is Ursulon, the White Bear, and he has last been seen in the White Spine Mountains of Relendwell. He's reported to be highly territorial and predatory, as well as have the ability to control the ice that is around him, as well as conjure ice around him to be able to manipulate and capture his prey. A distinguishing mark on him is his frozen fur on several spots of his body, as well as a large scar going across his eye. Another one of these beasts is said to inhabit the coast of Valdish, known as Escria, the Great Koi. Escria has been known to sink vessels as well as consume everything and everyone on board once the ship has been toppled. And another beast is reportedly in the dunes of Dunathir, known as Taro, the Great Scarab, who seems to be keen on digging out under caravans to sink and eat them. So as you can imagine, Exalted Beasts are not from a very specific region. They can spawn anywhere and inhabit any sort of locale or biome, and they usually can come from any sort of species. Another thing that makes them more rare is even though Exalted Beasts are and can be incredibly powerful, sometimes other monsters in the area are still stronger than they are, and thus can still fall prey to other creatures around before they are even discovered by any intelligent species. So while a giant snake that can breathe poison mist could be scary, if a dragon comes along its way, it's probably nothing but food to it. But with them being so rare, why would you want to be hunting them? As stated before, one of the main reasons why Exalted Beasts are hunted so relentlessly when they are discovered is because they are incredibly dangerous to everything around them. Given their size and power, they can completely disrupt the local ecosystem and any civilization that is around it, and they definitely have the means to do so. And given their rarity, they are highly sought after as trophies by people who consider themselves monster hunters or big game hunters, such as the Hunter's Alignment. Thus, killing an Exalted Beast yourself would probably get you at least somewhat put into the history books. But the biggest reason is due to the fact that they are naturally occurring but still magical beings in their own right. Their parts and hides and innards can be used for magic items, the creation and development of them, and usually of pretty substantial power. So hunting them is pretty valuable for anybody that has any need of magic items for any reason. But beware anyone who dares disturb these creatures, because regardless of the reason you are hunting them for fame, money, glory, or powerful magical items, they are not going to go down without a fight, and you best be prepared. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, I know this is a short one, and I apologize for that, but still trying to get in the swing of things, as well as make some pretty big changes, just not within D-Fourtress itself, but just in life in general. So just trying to balance all of that. Trying to make these, at least currently, into smaller, more bite-sized, manageable pieces for me, because I do these on my own. So just doing that until I can dedicate much more time to sitting down and creating these in a much longer format. But regardless of any of that, I do still hope you really enjoyed this. I do love just kind of nerding out and talking about these. These videos I don't really have a script for. I just kind of belt it out a little bit and then edit it all together in a way that it makes sense. And that's how I typically like doing these things, just because it feels a lot more natural and fun to talk about. Obviously, with other projects, I'll write scripts pretty heavily, or I'll fully improv it, which, I'll keep you in the loop and let you know. But this one is a bit more just talking, nerding out, and having a bit of fun. Almost as if I'm explaining it as the DM. So it's a lot of fun for me to do, and I really enjoy that. As always, you can find us on Patreon and support us there if you would like to support the channel. And speaking of patrons, let's go ahead and roll out that thank you. The name is Jedediah Scotsram, and I would like to give a hearty thank you to our one and only patron D4Fan. We appreciate the support, and it is a pleasure. And with that, thank you all so much for watching and all your support, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you. Farewell.